Hi students, Pete Estabrook here. I just want to do a short video on the subject of getting what you want. So in today's society, there tends to be this viewpoint. It's almost what I think of as a vending machine viewpoint, that if we pay dollars in the front end, that we get what we want out the back end. So in terms of education, if we're talking about an institution, we're basically in our mind conceiving that we purchase our education. And this is actually not the case. What we're doing is we're purchasing the ability to work towards or earn our education. And in the case of a private lesson, it's basically a very similar situation where some students will come to a lesson situation and have in their mind that if they pay some money to the teacher, they're going to get what they want from that teacher in the way that they imagine they would get it, right? But the whole issue of us consulting a teacher is that the teacher's not going to give us necessarily what we want. They're going to give us what we need based on our stated goals. So oftentimes a student may become disappointed in their own progress, or let's not even say their progress, but just their idea of being fulfilled in the way that they imagine things would be fulfilled. So it's a very important concept for us to get that brass playing in general and trumpet playing specifically, in my experience, is a nonlinear progression. In other words, instruments, let's say, that are external, the keyboard, the guitar, the bass, probably drums, etc. Uh, our progress can be measurable because the playing mechanism is primarily external. In other words, we make a shift in how we use our body. Granted, that's done from the inside with our thought process, but basically everything is visible and in front of us. With trumpet playing, we play the trumpet with a mechanism that is not available to our view. In other words, inside our mouth, before our lips, right? This is where the primary playing mechanism is. And the other part of brass playing, trumpet playing specifically, is our mental process, hearing pitch before we attempt to set things in motion. So these two things are clearly out of our view. And when that's the case, we cannot expect as a student that our progress is going to be linear. In other words, today I'm here, tomorrow I'm there. There will be a subtle linear progression, which is observable to a teacher when you're taking lessons on a regular weekly basis. The purpose of that is not to satisfy the teacher. The purpose of that is to have a regularly observable interval so that the teacher can monitor whether you're on course or off course with the prescribed material and methodology, most importantly, right? So the teacher will observe at that regular interval uh, some amount of progress that's out of the view of the student who is doing the work on a daily basis. I've seen this all the time. I can tell that a student is getting subtly better, but primarily progress comes in spikes, right? We'll play along and sort of plateau, and then we'll get a spike where we seem to unlock something in our playing mechanism that allows us to go to a higher level, and then we'll traverse at that level for an amount of time. So we really need an external observer to monitor that for us on a regular basis. So trumpet playing is a nonlinear progression, and it's not something that we purchase. All right, so keep those ideas in mind and get back to practicing.